Welcome to the Art Lady channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful recycled toilet tube collage. Look how cool that is. We've got a lot of dimension. It's going to be a radial design project, which is a project that radiates out from a center point. It's a radial design, a design that repeats with same shapes around a center. You can see here how this sunflower radiates out with the same going all around, the same shape petals. And the same thing with this one. If you vary the height like I did here, you can even make this a tabletop design. For this flower, we're going to cut a tube in half, and this is a toilet tube. And if you need to get an adult to help you, you can. I'm pressing it in the middle and then just slicing it right across. Now I'm ready to cut down, and these are going to be shorter flowers. Now for this, you can opt to color the flower first, or you can color it after. And it's almost faster and easier to color it first. Or you can even paint it. Now, in art, we like to use different values of color. So I have a pink here, and now I'm going to go to a darker pink. And you can even do the darker pink near the bottom area. So we have some light pink and dark pink in here. If you don't have different values, don't worry. And then for the area here, what I'm going to do is just give a little bit of yellow color. This will end up being the center of the flower. I'm going to cut through the pink section, and I'm going to stop at the yellow section. And you notice the yellow section's almost as thick as my finger. See that? From this point to this point, it's as wide as a finger. So I'm going to place the scissors and just do a slice and stop at the yellow. You can do this really close to each other, or you can do it farther apart. Depends on how wide you want your petals to be. The pink will form the petals, and the yellow will form the center of the flower. Okay, so see what I've done? Now I'm just going to simply fold all around, like so. Now, for your own variations, what you could do, you can leave it squared off. You can fray the edges, which is just simply cutting in, see, to make it look like a rough edge. Another variation is to trim the edges, so it's not a square, so it's pointed, like that. So you have a petal that is a shape almost triangular or pointed on the end. And you would do the same all around. Another variation would be to cut lots of little tiny lines in here, almost like a daisy. And that's a pretty flower too. So vary your flowers, and then you can glue them if you get a piece of cardboard, or you can use inside of a cereal box. You can color the background. You can layer colored papers. Maybe you want to layer magazines. So if you cut and tear the different greens or values from magazines, that's something you could do too. But decorate your background if you'd like, and then you can glue on all your flowers. Okay, like so. You can also make really tall flowers. Again, decide where you want to stop. I'm going to just go ahead and put a line here. This will be a tall flower here. You could even draw some seeds all in it. And I'm going to make this like a sunflower. I'll have a tall sunflower, and then I'll have shorter flowers in the background. So my tall sunflowers are going to be pretty thick. So I'm leaving more than a finger space. And if they're not exactly equal, no worries. Now I'm going to take each one of these and trim it down so it forms a point. You would do this around the whole thing, keeping it the same. And now for this one, I'm going to fold it down and down. Now I can color the petals or paint them. And then in order to glue this, since I folded it out onto this paper, because you notice this has just a thin area and it's going to be hard to glue, I'm going to make a mini tab. So I'm just going to cut in just about a 1/2 inch all around. Just folding it out. And that way when I place a little bit of glue, it'll give me something. If you see here, see how that's going to form a tab. This is called a tab for gluing. Then I'll be able to glue this on. And this will form a higher flower. And this is your lower flower. And you can fill this with flowers. You can even draw a vase at the bottom or just have a field of flowers. However you want to create your flower sculpture using recycled tubes. And of course you can even make it taller with, this is a paper towel tube. You can cut this in half or use some really tall ones and make really long petals. So think about it, that's up to you. You can also double layer these flowers. Here's a long flower here, and you can put inside it another layer. I just kind of squish them in, just bend it a little. Look what I've done here to fit. That way it'll insert inside it. And then I have some double layer flowers. And you want to, if this was all the same, it would be quite beautiful. So you can have fun decorating. I'm going to make mine all the same, like this, because you want symmetry. If one flower's petals one shape, they're all going to be similar. So it's the same going around, but then there's another art word here too. It's called unity. It all belongs to the same part. And it fits the same. So if I made all different shapes, it would look funny. So now I'm going to insert this, and I've got another layer to my flower. And there's another technique that you can do as well. It's actually quite beautiful, just this monotone, just one color. You can even curl these. Look at that. I can curl, wrapping around my finger. A curling technique, and that gives a little bit more dimension in this art too, just like that. Again, you can color it first. And look at this, that's beautiful. Like that. And you can make this as elaborate as you'd like. Just have fun. You can even layer another layer around here too. Let's see if I do this for this one. That in half. If you cut it in half, don't worry. I'm going to cut my corners now because I want it to be another layer of the sunflower. So I'm cutting all of the shapes. Now I'm going to fold these all back like so. And then I can wrap it right around here. Add a little bit of glue or tape, whatever you've got at home. And actually right now, this is quite lovely. Just like so. And I can glue it to the base of this. And I love the dimension of it. Put a little tape or glue on there, and look how pretty that is. That's really cool. You can even turn these pieces into leaves and glue them on, and that'll give you some nice dimension here. If you want to round them, you can have round shapes so you're not having a lot of waste, and glue them on. That'll look beautiful. Right now I'm going to add a bit of color, and so I'm going to take a scrap paper here and put it underneath. Now you can use crayons, you can use paint. I'm just going to add a little bit of oil pastel right here to this. which shows great. And I'll work up a little bit of shading here on the edges and value, different value of this yellowy yellow-orange color there. And you can see the coverage from the oil pastels really pretty nice. Like I said, you can use a crayon or markers, or you can use some paint if you have paint at home. Or you can keep it just the color of this, which is quite beautiful as well. So however you want to color this. What I did was I wrapped the piece of scrap paper. I'm just putting a little bit of glue, and I'm going to rub it in here like so. And then I'm going to put my cardboard down. That way I have a clear piece of paper. And this is just copy paper. And then I'm going to glue everything to this. The cardboard gives it a little bit of thickness so you can pick it up. And then I'm going to place my flowers. And then I'll make a few more. But I'm going to show you how I do my background. I'm just going to take a little bit of colored pencil. You can do oil pastel. Actually, these are oil pastel. So I'm just taking a little bit of oil pastel on the edges, lightly rubbing it in. You can do colored pencil. You can do paint. You can do, you know, watercolors, chalk. But I'm not going to do it in the center because I want this to be free of material so that I can glue it easily. And you can even take some white and that'll blend in too nicely. That'll blend your edges in. Just to give a little bit of background color. And you can choose whatever background color you'd like. I'm just doing some green. And then I'm going to apply glue. And when you glue these together, I use a very little bit of glue and rub it out, just like so on these tabs. Because if you don't, I'm actually going to use some of these on here too. If you put too much glue, this is going to take too long to dry. Okay, and then place it where you like. I'm going to put one off to the side, one here, and then I'll make another one for the bottom. And then press it down. And it's going to need a little bit of time to dry. So I'm pressing on those tabs really good with my finger, you know, before you start moving it around. So you want to just be careful with it. And then I'm just going to do it lightly over here. Just a little bit. That little dot's enough for it all. And if you don't have glue, just arrange it the way you like. You can tape it down. I would just arrange it the way you like and then take a photo of it. You don't have glue. So I'm going to put one here and then I'm going to make another smaller one maybe over here. So I'm going to press this down. Notice I didn't glue the whole petal, just the center part. And you can even have fun in the middle of your petals too, by folding this down, making a tab and gluing it. You can do your leaves as well. I'd give them a little bit of color first and then glue them down if you like. But like I said, I want you to finish this the way you want to. You can make it really tall, 3D. You can make it like in a vase. You could do really basically whatever you want. A whole meadow. Have them not even glued onto a piece of cardboard. They can be just random. I'm gonna put some leaves just random up in here. You know, or as a centerpiece for a table. So that's up to you what you do with these. But just have fun and experiment creating your types of flowers. I'm going to show you a paper fringe. I colored the paper, yellow on one side, red on the other. You can choose any colors you'd like. And then I folded the paper up and then I sliced really close together. Now I'm taking this out and I'm going to wrap it. You can just wrap it right around your finger actually. And I'm going to roll it around my finger. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue right here. Open it up on the inside. And press. And now I have some really cool flower parts. This is the stamens and pistil right inside, like so. And there you have it.